Self-love, I don't know. Honestly, for the longest time, I believed that self-love was wrong. It was equivalent to narcissism. And honestly, that's how I lived. I didn't love myself. But I came across something that I have heard over and over again, from primary to high school to the church. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And at most times I thought, I can't love someone, I can't love myself less than I love someone else. But honestly, I understood it so wrongly. So this Valentine's, I teach you how to and why self-love is okay. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself, whether you're Christian or not. Please stay tuned to hear the next part. Hi, my name is Tediwa Shuka, and I think this is the last video I'm going to edit this way. I felt like it does not tap to my full juices and how I am as a person. Now before we start, I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and like so that I get more engagement, so that people will learn more, especially during this day of love. I really would love people to learn, my previous videos had a different approach because I was trying new things, but this time I think I'll take a different approach, because I am more into cinema, but I don't still want my face to be seen. So yeah, hopefully you guys love the next approach, and I hope that form of content will resonate with you. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, first of all, this is a very, very important topic to me, specifically, because I used to hate myself. I thought that self-love was demonic and evil. Yes, I was that type of Christian. And I thought loving myself was wrong, but in real sense, self-love is not the same as being narcissistic. Narcissism is something totally different, completely different. So I want you to understand the two difference. Okay, so I have a little Google session here, right? But I want you to understand what narcissistic behavior is and what self-love is. Okay, so let's start with narcissism. Okay, so Google doesn't really describe it the right way, so let me just explain it on how I understand what self-love itself and narcissism. Narcissism is the form where you are very self-centered to the point where everyone else around you is trash. You don't care. You do anything to get what you want, even though it means you're gonna hurt people. You lack love and empathy, and you find people like this are very manipulative, many very mean spirited. Okay, and these people will act as if they care, but they don't care about you. By the way, they don't. And you find they really love admiration from other people too. Okay, not only them by themselves, but they love being the center of attention. Not no, it's never in a good way. If you know, if you've ever met someone who's narcissistic, they never let the spotlight shine on other people. And this is actually a personality disorder people actually have. So sometimes when someone is narcissistic, it's usually maybe they're sick. Okay, I can't say they're sick, but you get my point. Self-love is self-admiration. Self-love is accepting and respecting yourself, showing yourself kindness, and self-love is empathetic. Self-love doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice everything for everyone else, but showing yourself empathy and actually having a basis. Now, I'm going to use myself as an example throughout this story, because like this whole video, because I really want it to hit home. Okay, I want it to hit home. I want you guys to understand why I truly believe love, self-love is very important, and it's something that we have to understand so that we can learn to love other people. So let's go back to 2023. I am freshly out of high school. Okay, 2022 has ended, and I'm out there. And honestly, I had gone through like the worst. Okay, it wasn't the worst because I experienced something worse later on, but it was terrible at that time. I was going through it, and I was trying to recover myself. Generally, oh my gosh, ah, okay, sorry. Generally, I am a hopeless romantic, and I believe in like loving with a full heart, and this used to make me very, very neglectful towards myself. I used to put other people's feelings above. In fact, not even 2020. Let's go to 2022. We made that term of high school. I mean, my last year of high school, and this term is very important for me. This is actually where I started expressing myself with self-love, because I realized that people don't need really to waste my freaking time. I don't need to make people happy. Okay, yeah. So in this period of time, I went through like two different types of self-love. The first one was realizing people around me are not all of them have me in mind. They always want to profit from me, but I never profit from them. So at this point I was kind of fed up and I left. Okay, I left that space. Then something else happened, and I actually cried a lot during that period. I cried a lot. I don't know. I usually say like the last term of my school years, like my last term in primary and high school, were like so bad. And I'm really praying to God. I'm holding my clutches and praying. My last time in college is heaven. I really want a good last. I want to rewire my brain to believe that I am worth blessings. I am lucky. I am blessed. All those affirmations I say to myself. Anyway, it's important to look at now 2023. I almost unalived on the road, right? And I got hit by a moving vehicle. And you know that the fact that that happened, I I I had a lot of free time at home because I wasn't leaving the whole house. I was very weak when leaving the house. After I was detached from, I got out from the hospital. I I spent a lot of time at home, especially doom scrolling. I never left the house much, and even when I did, it wasn't an easy task. So for me, staying at home was nothing more than my life. During this period, I discovered that I am worth loving. I am a very interesting person. I learned so many things about myself, and it helped me love myself, okay? And I understood that self-love is not narcissism. It's really not. Because narcissistic people don't even love themselves, they're obsessed with themselves. It's like when people tell you the difference between love and obsession. Love is kind, patient, and all that stuff, you know, in the Bible. If you're a Christian, you know. But you also find that loving yourself helps you center yourself in the right environment. Choosing what's good for you is okay. It's okay to love yourself. And heck, I know I'm contradicting myself, but hear me out. Being self obsessed doesn't mean like being self obsessed is not bad if it does not hurt people around you. Okay, because sometimes we do things so selfly. Oh my gosh, what's up with today? Is it like that time of the month where like my speech doesn't really speech, you know? That wasn't funny. Anyway, self love like, you don't have to hurt people around you, because it's okay to choose what you want. Because when you choose what you want, you sometimes, yes, sometimes when you're choosing what you want, you might hate some people, but some people really don't really want the best for you. Okay, and you find it so hard, so, like, loving yourself, since you believe that's being narcissistic. But self-love is so compassionate. Like, self-love personally helped me learn to love people, helped me love with a brain. I stopped loving with my full heart and started loving with also my brain. Because when I didn't love myself, I used to give myself away to these people, and yet it stripped the identity I had. Right now, I'm really struggling going back to what I really used to love and like. I used to shut myself down to make other people happy, but now I really don't really care, because if I shut myself down, I don't know who I am. I don't know who God created. God created this diva with my amazing personality, and I let other people tamper with it. So here are the steps to achieving self-love, even though it's kind of slow. Like, it's not a long process. It's not okay. It's a long journey, but it's not gonna happen overnight. And disclaimer: you're gonna cry a lot. You're gonna cry a lot because you realize that you're a bit mean to yourself. Yeah. I'm gonna just keep this session a bit short, but very impactful. Okay. Step number 1: the art of self-discovery. Self-discovery is something that people don't really engage much in, and I don't blame you. You're never told how. You're just told, do this, do that, do this, do that. But honestly, they never tell you this is for self-discovery. You just do it for the sake. So number 1, journaling. In self-discovery, when you journal, you write down everything that you know about yourself. So personally, I have something called my wiki journal. This is something I learned from a YouTuber. I watched it sometime back and I was like, I should get one. Now in this book, this is where I write down habits, things I do, how my day was, or who I am as a person and what type of person I want to be. And going back to this, like, notings and all these journaling pages, I realized, wow, this is the type of person I am. I was this type of person at this stage. And you actually see yourself develop. You actually see your mistakes. You actually start seeing your flaws. And some flaws are not even worth hating, by the way. They're just little quirky things, little weird things about you that you fall in love with. Personally, I have so many weird things about myself, and I've actually gotten more confident being weird and being unapologetic, because I realized for me, I really did care. That's why I hid so much of my creative self, and I became very closeted. But now I'm out there living the best life, living my best life, because it's never about others, it's about myself. So journaling is really important. Have a wiki journal. Write down things I like. You don't even need to write 3 pages. Like in the artist way, usually told, write morning pages. That's actually a good practice, but sometimes in the morning you don't even have like the energy to write 3 pages. Okay, you don't have the energy. So I usually just write a paragraph, and that is just enough. I write my dreams and whatever. Another thing actually is really important when it's self-discovery is dream journaling. Dream journaling, just write down your journal, go to ChatGPT, ask it, give me a mental, spiritual meaning. Okay, and it just describes to you what that meaning means, what might be your mental state at the moment or whatever. And if you're a spiritual person, it actually uses the Bible as a reference to decipher your dreams. So check it out, check it out. Try dream journaling too. Very important, especially in the stage of self-discovery. You realize that there are some things that bother you that you might not understand, but when you like journal and dream journal and like find out the meanings of what certain dreams mean, you're like, oh, so that's what's going on with me. That's why I've been acting this way, blah, blah, blah. And it's so important. Another thing is shadow work. This one helps you rekindle with your inner self, inner child, inner teen. And I have a whole video about that, but you can go check it out. Yeah. But like, it's very important. Inner child, inner child, inner teen type of stuff. Now, disclaimer, shadow work is not for the weak-hearted, but it's very important. It's very prompting. It prompts big questions. What happened in my childhood and what did it contribute to who I am right now? Understanding all these things is very important. Another thing is therapy. Therapy is very important. You should go for therapy. Personally, I have never gone to therapy, but I advocate for therapy since I am a certified peer counselor. And I will tell you this with a full chest. Go for therapy. It's good for you. Like even peer counselors go for like, are supposed to have their own peer counselors. Personally, I don't. Why? I even don't know honestly why. Maybe I'm still working through my social problems, but I'll get around it. Yeah. Long story short, self-discovery is so important when it comes to self-love, because when you find out about all these things about yourself, you learn to love yourself and forgive yourself. Always have an open mind when it comes to yourself, because when it comes to yourself, no one judges you more than you judge yourself. Remember, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you learn to love yourself, you learn to love people around you more. You learn to empathize and you'll hate less. Personally, I don't hate. I usually say hatred. Hating a person kills my energy. It takes a lot of my energy because I'm concentrating on the negative aspects. But when you love someone, or you just don't care, you don't care, you don't even concentrate on who they are and what they are doing. If someone pisses you off, I just forget. Like, I don't like a certain person. I'm not gonna say it on YouTube because if I say the name, I might be, shadow banned. I don't want that. But I don't like a certain person. I dislike their character, but as a person, I usually believe that person is a product of the environment. Whatever they have been taught and preached to is a product. There's so many things I don't like in humanity. I don't like a lot of things, but I don't hate people. I don't concentrate. I don't hyper fixate on one person's mistake, because bruh, hatred is overrated. But yeah, like love and hatred, love is less energy. By the way, love is less energy than hatred. Trust me, I know. The hopeless romantic. But self-love, to conclude, is, as I said, it's not narcissism. It's self-compassion, self-discovery, self-reflection. You don't need a lot of work. Okay, let me not lie. It's a lot of work. And there's so many things you can try. Trying new things, by the way, helps a lot when it comes to self-love. I even don't know why I even thrown that. Another step, like finding new things to do. For me, I love editing, like using Canva. And yes, I don't have the money to like subscribe to like the pro version, but the one I do use, golden, because I still get to do what I love doing graphic design, even though I'm not even a graphic designer. That was like a little hobby. I learned to edit, use CapCut, like making small like templates, and it's not like professional ones like the ones we see on TikTok, but I loved doing that. It was a full hobby. I remember my friend even told me, can you please help me custom make something for a friend? And it was the first time that someone actually acknowledged I was actually talented in something. And I'm so talented in so many things, but I had to rediscover them. I have to find them. So yes, homework of the week, this upcoming week. Write down yourself, get yourself a book. Don't need a expensive journal, by the way. Get yourself a book. write down what is self-love to you. Like, what is yourself? Who are you? Who is so and so? Who is steady? If I was the one who's rating, who is steady and what is hated is love. You realize you don't know anything about yourself, and falling in love with yourself starts that way. Remember, you're dating yourself. You're not dating a man or a woman. Dating yourself. Date yourself, okay? By this, a pro tip: if you're single, hey babes, please stay single for now. For now, it's very important. If you learn to love yourself, that relationship, when it comes, it will be golden. Because even when you break up, your mental health won't tank as bad as it was if you completely devoted yourself to them, other than devoting it to yourself. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm still thinking of how to approach my next venture of types of editing, but I'll keep you tuned. If you had weird sounds in the beginning and my background, we live with chicken and I use my phone, so we have animals, not chicken only. If you watch my previous video, you'll see, like, at the end I kept a guinea foal's face on it because it was quacking a lot. Yeah, so yeah, I love you all. Happy Valentine's. Spend it with someone you love if you do get to. For some of us, we get to spend it on with ourselves, and it's not that bad. Yeah. Bye. And I love you. Tschüss.